women and unveil them whenever. I personally do not really agree with such theories and such explanations of, I personally don't allow it for my woman, for our women to be explained in such a way. It's the same with Kurdish women, for example. They have always been there. They were involved in armed struggle, they were involved in the city level, clandestine political activism, civil society, women organization, you name it. I do have a lot of criticism of our movement. I'm totally against fascisms and nationalisms, because they are blinding people. They are actually driving you to create a scene whereby you don't accept anyone else. You don't accept anyone to live. For example, my Kurdish friends in Iran, they don't even write in Kurdish because they all have to speak and write in Persian. For me, if any change happens in Iran, that has to be taken into account. You can't really force everyone to speak in one language. In Iraqi Kurdistan, for example, we have other religions, we have other people who would like to speak in different. For me, if I advocate for a free Kurdistan, I would like to ask for everyone's rights to be included as equal human being. Otherwise, where is my humanity in calling humanism and human rights and women's rights for certain elite, for certain language, for certain nation, imaginary nations, while ignoring everybody else? So that's why I think when we really try to put the lens, be it gender lens, feminist theory, political theory, theorizing the situation in our region, in Iraq and Kurdistan and the Middle East in generally, I don't think we can just put it into black and white. It's a context, it has a history, there's political, and plus let's not forget the role of the West and imperialism in this region, from colonization and decolonization, if we have decolonized, I don't know. But also, like in Iraq in 2003, they made him go to war with Iran, with Kuwait, and then they put sanction on the people. It was the people who suffered. To this now we have generations of disabled children because of the weapons that were used, because of the sanctions, and they want to do the same to Iran. This is not a political solution. This is actually a crisis that they want to create. But also, they went to war in Iraq in 2003. They created Shia, Sunni, whatever, all these politicized, really hardcore identities, I call them. You have the parliament, they fight day in and day out against each other, and the people are left with even no electricity and water, clean water, and the militias are taking over, killing each other, beheading women from Sunni, Shia, you name it. And this is a kind of really imperialist agenda and in this region, and they want to still carry on with it. And in these situations, women's rights are always lost. That's why I think, as women also, we need to be part of the political struggles, part of the political transformations, but with our own agenda for women's rights, equality and liberty, not waiting for political elites and for political parties or the US and the West to come and liberate us from veils or any other burdens on us. So my message is that really, people in our region need to be in solidarity and support from each other, and I really think we have to break these created identities from Shia, Sunni, Kurd, Persian, this and that. They cannot reach us anywhere, they cannot take us anywhere. We will always end up fighting and disagreeing and not having peace for one moment, and let alone the threat of the imperialism that is always there. So that's my ending remarks. I'm so sorry I took more time than I used to. Thank you very much.
It's a wonderful message to end our first panel on this idea of solidarity and compassion for humanity rather than anything else. It's a wonderful idea. We're going to take a 15-minute break, please. It's 11:25. If we can try and be back here in 15 minutes, then we'll catch up and we'll be able to have a proper discussion between 12 and 1. And I, for one, have a lot of questions. I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions to ask. Thank you. So there's tea and coffee for you outside.